It seems like the real estate market has been slowing down for the past, I would say, year and a half. Would you say that's accurate or no?
What kind of real estate you talking about?
Residential real estate,
Houses? You
single,
mean houses?
yeah, single family homes.
Yeah, they ought to just die.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm just trying to get. I want all the housing in America to go away, so I turn everybody into a renter.
Yeah.
Dude,
Because
it's
you own a
not
bunch of
the reason. The
multi-unit
reason
properties.
is you got 70 million people in America don't that the 70 million baby boomers that don't need to own a home. They've already owned one. They want to go on a vacation now. They're moving into retirement, into the golden age. They're not going to have a house. They're going to die. What's going to happen in the next 20 years is you're going to have millions of houses find their way through the system because mama or daddy, the last living, is going to die in the house that the kids don't want. The two kids are going to say, what do we want to do with this? And Mike's going to say to John, sell it. Okay, good. When do we sell it, says John. Mike says, as fast as we can. They put it on the market. They get an offer next Friday. They say, let's sell this thing. We don't even care what we get. Because anything they get is 100% more than they had, divided by 2, which is 50% each. So all they want is their money, dude. That means that house has no bottom to it. So number one, you got half of America, the owners of homes that are getting too old. And then you got this young 89 million millennials that are like, I have no interest in owning a home. I want to travel. I want to be mobile. So you got half of America, 150 million strong, that are like, I have less propensity to own a home than not. And then you got an economy that, if it softens up at all, will kill housing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've always said, I've got an apartment in New York and I got a house in Calabasas, and both of them are rented. And I have absolutely no problems with that whatsoever. None. None. And we had one place in New York. We kept it for about a year and a half. We realized we didn't like it. When that lease was over, we just up and moved. It was that easy.
Bank of America rents. Wells Fargo rents. They rent, man. They rent where they work.
Yep.
And they lend money out to people that will buy where they live.
Well, in the 10X book, you talked about getting an unfair advantage. Can you explain what that is?
You want to put yourself in a position at the table where you can win. So you got to assess the other players at the table. What will they do? What will they not do? It's not about the cards you have. It's about how to play the cards you have. And the way to play the cards I have is to find out what will the other guy do or not do. So, the fact that you're doing VladTV, what you're covering, the networks won't cover it. So it gives you an unfair advantage. Me buying real estate that I can close on without checking with a board, like Blackstone has to go to a board to get every approval on a deal at $100 million. I don't need to check with anybody. Gives me an unfair advantage against an institution that they have 1,000 times more money than I do. So everybody, as long as you hadn't quit, as long as you hadn't thrown the towel in, you can, as long as you're creative and committed, can figure out what your competitive, unfair advantage is.
Is this similar to what Warren Buffett calls an economic moat?
Yeah, I think it is.
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
term? Like, for example, the way he defines it is when you have a product that has some sort of value to its customers, where a competitor can't lower their price and steal your customers. Like, for example, Nike is a good example of that. It doesn't matter if Adidas says, hey, well, Adidas is actually a good competitor, but let's just say if New Balance said, hey, all of our shoes are 10% lower than Nike's, people will still buy Nike's.
Yeah.
Is that basically what you're talking about?
Yeah. The moat would be like in real estate, since you brought up real estate. One house, a house doesn't have a lot of moat around it, like a lot of protection, right? When I buy 300 units, it's got a swimming pool that's $4 million, a theater, security, lighting, leasing agents. We take care of people. doggy park. Those are moats. Very, very difficult to replace. Even if the economy pulls back, you're still going to want some of those things like security. Even the social environment, having 300 tenants on 30 acres, that people can actually have community with one another for $1,800 a month. Very, very difficult to replace that at a single family home where you have probably no fence, no wall. Wall is a bad word right now, I know. No fence, no pool, no security, definitely no social community to tap into. So those are moats, right? You want to protect your business. VladTV's got a moat. It's got this brand. Hey, I'll deliver 8 videos a day. Some people can't do that. And so sometimes a moat isn't just Apple's got big moat around it, but work ethic can be a moat. So my ability to both my willingness to spend money, $1 million a month in advertising, and to probably generate another $8 million in organic advertising builds a tremendous moat around me and my brand and my companies. For other people can't just come take it from me because they can't replace easily what that other company or you are doing.
So you spend $1 million a month in advertising?
Yeah, I'd like to get to $1 million a week.
Right, because I think after doing our interviews and started to post them on the site, I actually saw Grant Cardone banners on my website.
That's good. Did you
So-
click them?
I did.
Good.
I did. You paid for that.
That's all
You
good.
paid for those
I
clicks.
try to waste as much money as possible in advertising.
Yeah, that's always been the challenge for VladTV. We've never done any advertising at all.
Yeah.
We felt that it should all be organic. But, when you look at the big boys, none of them are doing this.
Dude, all the big boys spent.